Welcome back to the Compound Podcast. This is episode 222. It's Big Tuesday. Big Tuesday.
It's kind of wild. We're at 222. Sorry, I don't like to interrupt you when you do your intro because I hate to ruin your flow. But 222, kind of crazy to think about. We've done this many. I don't know why it just hit me right there, but that's wild.
The 222 got you. The 200th episode didn't get you, but the 222 got you, huh?
Yep. That's where I reach my, wow, this is wild.
222 of the Compound Podcast brought to you by Parse Rum. I love Parse. You love Parse. Go to Benny's. Get your Parse. When I say Parse, you say rum. Parse?
Rum.
Parse is at Benny's. You can go online, check it out, parserum.com. They have 3-year, they have an 8-year, they have a 12-year. All at Benny's. 3's for mixing. 8 and 12, they're just nice sipping rums. You'll be surprised. It's very, very good. Dakota drinks it every night before bed.
I haven't had some in a while, actually. I'm missing it. I need a little more.
Maybe getting the shakes, getting the jitters.
I wouldn't go that far.
What? Nothing wrong with the shakes and jitters.
Hey, I signed a Parse case that you guys also signed this week.
I think that was someone.
The trifecta?
Yeah, we did.
Wow. I think they were at the live show. Did they say? I think someone had me sign it at the live show, and they're like, "I just need Zack now," and I was like, "Well,
yeah,
you're gonna have
and
to
then
go
I was
find
like,
him."
"What about Tom?"
Exactly. What about intern Nora? What about intern Nora?
I felt okay about that story until I found out that they were live show and had the opportunity to get the autograph, because I did sign a couple autographs. First time in my entire life. There was a line. Guy could have gotten the line. Tough that he didn't. Hurts my feelings a little bit.
I can't confirm that's the same one, but I feel like I remember that.
Walk it back.
Yeah, I could be wrong. Right
before we jumped on, we were having a little conversation about your hair. You growing it out? What are we doing?
I haven't gotten a haircut in a while. I've just been lazy. Getting a haircut, I feel like Zach's the same way. Maybe not. Zack likes to look good. Now that he's got a fiance, he's not as like bougie about it. But I feel like Zach's the same way. Like, it's just a process. Like, I don't feel like going to do it. I'm just too lazy.
I love getting my haircut.
Do you? Like once a week.
He's a good looking guy.
You see this going on? I'm revolting against myself until I hit a homer.
I didn't know if you would say that on here. I wasn't going to bring it up.
I don't care. I
just going to
play caveman. Don't care.
I can't wait. I hope it's over soon, but I want to see it grown out.
No,
sorry.
It's done tomorrow. It's done tomorrow.
I hope so.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Shut up.
No, you don't.
I'm your biggest fan. I'm your number one fan.
You're a Columbus Clippers fan, and I knew it.
I would never root for the Clippers.
You didn't find out, but you haven't found a barber in Seattle. You're like, that's my guy. Or girl.
So this is another one where Zach's gonna really light me up for this. I'm just as lazy as it gets. The last place I got a haircut was Sports Clips. So I'm just kind of a whatever's nearby, I'll hop on in there. My haircut's not hard. I get a 1 on the sides, high fade. I get a 1 on the sides with a high fade into I basically say take half off the top.
It'll be really faded. You just wait.
Well, then I always look at it as like, if it gets too bad, I'll just shade it. I don't care.
In defense of Sports Clips and places like that, I went to a very fancy barbershop in Brooklyn, and you guys remember when I famously shaved my head? That was the week after, because they did such a bad job with the remaining amount of hair I had in my head. I had a little swoop job going to the left. I was like, said to the guy, like, whatever you do, this is like all I got. Like, we got to preserve this. And he cut it and then said, whoops. And I was like, well,
no way.
That's it was a tough one. And then at the end, I was just like very unhappy. And he was like, how is it? And I was like, not good. Like,
you pay him?
Yeah, I paid him, of course. Like, if
the barber says whoops, you don't pay.
He still did the job. It was just bad.
You go into the tip jar, you take a handful, and you walk out.
Well, then the funniest part was they asked for a review in my email, and I was like, "Oh, you want a review? I will give you a review." So I left a very unhappy review. The owner called me, was like, "What do we can do to make it better?" And I was like, "I'm coming back, and you can shave it all off for free. That's the only option left."
So that's how you got it shaved?
That's how it happened. Wow. I went on vacation.
Look at that. Look, that's a good cut you got going on. Look at that.
No. There's a reason I'm wearing a hat right now.
Because you're a Yankee fan and they won.
I went on vacation and saw the pictures and was like, this is all going. Whatever's left isn't working and we got to move on.
Ian,
I'm losing mine too, man. I'm toast.
do implants like last forever?
Go forever, man. They go
Do
forever.
Are you sure they do?
Because you don't lose this hair. So it's this hair from the side. So you know how like this hair, you ball it up here and here? You don't
Yeah.
lose this hair. So they take it from here and they put it up here.
I'm scared of the
And
needles,
so
man.
they last forever. You can
Wow.
still
Cool.
lose the remaining top hair you have, which at some point I might need to have a little more in it put in. But I'm pretty happy with how it's going. Pretty
You
happy.
got
I
good
look
head of
pretty
hair
bald
now,
right
man.
I
Look
actually
good.
saw, I don't know how I came across this, but I saw when I got interviewed in 2019 when I got called back up, it was definitely starting to go then. Like it was
Well, that was just stress.
just a good point.
2019.
I miss your Cincy hair when it was like you just did like buzz cut.
Yeah.
I've seen
Young.
pictures of that.
I did a buzz cut in the minor leagues after I got drafted and in the big leagues too in 17.
Didn't you do it for Joe Madden's thing?
Did it for Joe's thing and I just kind of kept it.
Oh no, we did it.
Oh yeah,
Our first big league camp we did.
we did that, and we were like, we got to do it because it sounded to us like you either donate or get your head shaved, and we're like, we don't have any money, we're not going to donate. Let's go get our head shaved, and it was me, Duncan, and Zack, and we looked so crazy. I have the picture too. We looked crazy after.
Yeah. It was probably also like this is the manager's thing. I have to do it. Like the manager,
Yeah,
like
we were like,
hey,
Like,
Joe,
it wasn't going
got
to
my
get
head
sent down
shaved
on the
for you,
first
man.
week anyway.
we're like, are we going to make the team now? We got our head shaved.
You come in the next day, walk by his office on purpose, like, hey,
Skip, are you serious? You see this right here?
yeah, look at this. I'm part
Just
of the
keep
team.
walking by till he notices you.
Yeah, Ian, I was going to tell you. I don't know why I just thought of this or remembered it. The GOAT, Mrs. Short, Tracy Short, sent me a picture last week of Zack as a child.
God.
And it was him at like, what, Zack, like maybe 6 years old?
I don't know. Let me go find it.
He was like 6 years old, and it was him like doing
It's the
dry
most
swings.
random text of all time.
It was a lot. It was hilarious. Yeah, it was literally him like on the bench, like holding his hands up like he was doing a dry swing.
It's actually hysterical. I asked my mom, I was like, why did you send that to Dakota? And she was like, because you were doing a dry swing.
Yeah, now he's doing them in the grocery store. He's doing them in the in the bathroom, in the locker room.
I don't know how old I was there.
Everybody's watching the
Look
game.
at him.
You're working
He's
on your
doing a
craft.
swing.
God,
It's just so spot on Zack Short right there.
Yeah, nothing's changed, man.
Yeah.
I told Zack,
How does that work?
I told Zack at his wedding, if he ever loses me and needs to find me, just like look for his parents. I'll be hanging out with them the whole time. They're the best.
Let's get to it. And there's only one place to start on a day like today, and that's with Aaron Judge.
You know what we should have done? We should have had Scott on because he's in one of our group chats right now going like full prisoner of the moment. He said that he's the greatest player to ever play baseball. And I said, Scott.
Huh.
And Zach's responding, he goes, there's this guy named Barry. He's got 8 Gold Gloves and all those other accolades.
It was after Barry Judge robbed that homer today, and he was like, "Oh my God, he's the best player ever!" Like, and I was like, "Yeah, he's great," like whatever. But this goes back a few weeks too, because he was saying like, "Well, he's better," like yada yada, and he was like, "Well, in today's game," I'm like, "Listen, I understand what you're saying. I get it." And listen, I'm a huge Aaron Judge fan, huge. But like you can get lost on Barry Bonds' baseball reference. Like legitimately looking at numbers you thought did not exist.
Let's just stick to Judge right now. Let's stick to Judge.
Yes, okay.
We
were just talking about Scott, but yes, Judge.
Yeah, let's stick to Judge. He's played 130 games. Okay, we're not through August yet. He has 51 homers. He has 122 RBIs. Nobody cares about this stat, but I know we do. 107 walks, 16 intentional. He's hitting 333 with a 465 on base and a 732 slug. 732 slug. I was going to repeat that one more time. That's a 732 slug. That slug is, I believe, right in line or high. It's higher than league average OPS. His slug is higher than league average OPS.
They had a stat up the other day that it was right around 730 at the time, and league average OPS is 716 at when that game was played. So that was like 3 or 4 days ago. He has better numbers right now than he did 2 years ago.
Oh, it's not close. I mean,
And
it's
like,
close, but
think about how good he was 2 years ago, and the fact that he's demonstrably better this year, despite being bad for like a month. He's basically gone on like the greatest 4 month stretch we've ever seen, perhaps.
That's the crazy part, because like he was like bad. Like people were like calling, like he's done, like it was just a fluke. Bro, the last like 100 games, he's hitting like 380. And he plays every single day. Like
plays every day. I mean, it's pretty impressive, man. His last 3 years are 1 dots. This one is a 1197 right now. If he has a 1.2, like the difference between a 1.2, just to put it in reference or perspective here, that would be like anybody else has 1,000 OPS, unbelievable MVP conversation. 1.2 means that he's 200 points better than that. That's the difference between being an 800 OPS player and a 1,000 OPS player. That's terrifying,
bro.
Zack.
And even last year, yes, Dakota.
Again, we're talking about Aaron Judge. I'm not taking away from Aaron Judge, but I had to do a quick stat check here. This is wild. From ages 36 to 39, Barry Bonds' OPS was 1.379, 1.381, 1.278, 1.422 at age 39.
Is that good?
That's what I'm saying. And that's, again, Aaron Judge, incredible, but that's where it's like Barry Bonds. It's like comparing anyone to Tiger Woods in golf. It's like Scotty Scheffler, crazy good run, insane run, but it's like then you put him up to Tigers and it's like, okay, not even close.
Yeah.
I think
that's what's wild.
That was a good call.
Judge,
thank you.
Even last year, he only played 106 games. So at 37 homers, bro.
Yeah.
He's fastest to 300. Is that right?
Yes.
It stinks. He's already 32.
Dude, I know. And he had the 2020 year. Like he got hurt last year. 19, he got hurt too.
1,902, 18, 112. I mean, he's played over 100 every year except COVID. He's obviously played, he's had a couple years there, 155, 157. He's going to be pretty close to 160 this year. It's impressive. I mean,
it's insane, dude. And I mean, he's only punched 135 times. And I know that sounds like a lot, but he's still hitting 330 and walks 106 times. So like think about all the time.
Yeah, gets deep in counts. He walks, guys pitch around him.
Counts too, man. Like you're gonna strike out.
Also, he's hitting. Yeah, also he's hitting behind Soto. Like he's the guy that drives in the runs. Can I ask a question that I'm gonna say something that I would like to ask Aaron Judge. I just want to know, like his max exit velocity, right, is like 118, 120. Like when he really gets a ball, flush, it's like 118. So when he misses a ball, it's like 110. I want to know if like when he hits a ball 104 for a homer to the backside, like I want to know if he got jammed, like clipped it a little bit, like because for me, like my top of my juice, like 110's about all I got in the tank. I've had a couple 12s, but like 10's about it. That's like as flush as I can get it, especially on a homer. So like when I miss a ball, it's like 98. Like I can like just miss it, get it good, like 98, like maybe 100. Like I don't know if his just misses were like 105 balls. I didn't really get it.
His average exit velocity on the season, according to Baseball Savant, is 95.9. And that's taking into account like any ball hit, obviously. So there's going to be some like super low ones. So for it to still be 96 is wild.
Bro, he homered when I was with the Braves this year, he homered at Yankee Stadium backside and like swung and kind of like hit his bat on the ground like, damn it, and homer. I promise you, you will never see me ever do that. Pull backside, ever.
If you ever look at his base, Zach, do you ever go on Baseball Savant?
No.
It's just all red.
If you ever go on there, like the batting section, he's like 100th percentile in like 7 of the categories.
Yeah, best player ever. Tom, I asked you to look this up. Where did MLB Network have them ranked on their top 100 players list before the season?
Third.
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 I mean, he's 100% the best player in the league now. There's no question. We can all agree on that.
Mm-hmm.
Not close.
Yeah.
Nobody would put ahead of him.
I mean, not close. You could. Shohei's got 40-40. He's got a real chance at 50-50, which is pretty bonkers.
Hey, and he pitches.
But I'm not saying he's not above Judge right now for this season, but I will grant that you could still make the argument Shohei's like right there.
So, Tom, who did they have ahead of him? Shohei and who? Shohei
has to be.
Shohei is not in front of Aaron Judge.
Mike Trout, because it was before the year. No, wasn't Mike Trout lower?
They did Trout dirty.
Mike Trout also
can I just say,
not in front of Aaron
really
Judge.
Good player. Last 2 years, really, really good. But Judge has 4 straight 1-dot seasons. Last year, 135 games, 1.066. First 1-dot season. He's at 994 right now. Just saying. Judge
Mookie?
Gets on.
Was Zack right?
Mookie was second. By the way, Trout was 12th on the list, so not in the top 10.
Good grief.
Which is rude.
Who was one?
Can I also say Shohei has not had he's yet last year 412 on base. That's his only 400 on base percentage year, which that's Aaron Judge's really good at that, getting on base.
Acuna?
Ronald Acuna Jr. was the number 1 player in baseball according to
Wow.
MLB.com and MLB Network.
I mean, that guy went big.
Wow.
Yeah, he had a pretty unbelievable year last year.
Let's see what
Mookie playing shortstop was pretty interesting before the season started, but Aaron Judge, man.
Acuna last year.
I wonder how you'd redo those rankings after the year.
Good grief.
It's like Judge, Bobby Witt.
Otani's still up there.
I know one thing for sure. IH8 would be on that top 100. That's all I know.
I'm never going to be on that top 100, dog.
It's because you're in the PA. You're the enemy.
Don't live on that top 100. I need to make the top 10 left fielders.
I'm gonna start a petition this offseason, like before they do that ranking, and just like get a band of people behind me to get you in there. I'll get you in there right at 100, right on the number.
You know who you could use to sponsor that banner? SeatGeek. Thanks so much to SeatGeek. Baseball's back. Baseball has been back, SeatGeek, but we have a new offer. Everyone can use code COMPOUND10, 10% off any tickets on SeatGeek, whether you're a new customer or not. And we're in Pittsburgh right now. You want to come to Pittsburgh? You want to get a couple of tickets to the game? SeatGeek Compound 10, 10% off your next order. Take out your phone, open the SeatGeek app, add code Compound 10 to your account, and it'll be sitting there waiting for you. Compound 10, SeatGeek.com.
You know, Dakota was talking about the red dots looking good on Baseball Savant. SeatGeek, we're looking for the green dots. The brighter the green, the better the deal.
Green means
that is true.
Good.
I've heard that. The seats Ian got me in Seattle were the brightest green you could get. I was basically in the dugout signaling signs to the hitters.
I got you the green.
You did get me the green.
Can we talk about 2 of our friends? Well, one of them's our friend, and one of them's my friend.
I was going to say, I'm guessing at least one of these is like an Ian friend that it's like, sure, they can be our friend too. Who's our friend?
Our friend is Miguel Amaya.
That is true. He was
That's
me and Zach's
our
friends
friend.
first. Don't forget.
Yep.
I don't know if I can find it instantly, but Miguel Amaya's stats since July 7th. That's an arbitrary date that the internet told me. Very good.
What did he change? Didn't you say he changed?
Basically, what was happening was he's always been strong. And he's always had kind of like top quartile, top 25% bat speed metrics. He swings hard, strong dude, but he was getting up into his load and kind of overstriding. Like he would get up and he would kind of stride like almost the whole length of the batter's box. And so he's having a tough time being on time, tough time staying back on off speed, tough time with decision making because you get going hard to see the ball and make good decisions. So everything wasn't sneaking up. There were some foul balls straight back, but things weren't syncing up. So they were working on some stuff. They were trying some stuff, and finally he went to a no stride. And so basically he gets into this no stride, and he still does pick his foot up a tiny bit, I think, at the end, but it's kind of it doesn't at all. There's no like pickup right before.
Not on the one I was looking at yesterday.
I mean, but it's a pretty
Right.
no
It's
stride. It really
yeah, yeah.
flushes. It really flushes like the way that his body moves because his hips kind of gets the foot down and his hips still move in a really good pattern. There's some really bad nose strides. I think Zach and I are probably both on the same page with nose strides. Usually we don't like them because they can get pretty gross. They can get pretty choppy, a little disjointed. And guys usually lose their power through a nose stride. Hobby had a really good one
Hobbies
that
was
he would put in play. But this for Miggy has been really, really good. He's looked fantastic. He's been flushing everything. Tom, you got the numbers?
Yeah. So this is since July 7th. That's 30 games, about 100 plate appearances. He's hitting 326, 370 on base, 928 OPS, 5 homers, 5 doubles, 28 hits, 13 runs, 16 runs batted in those 30 games. So pretty good numbers.
I
Pretty
mean,
good.
with him with this move, like what you said, Ian, I've always noticed that with Miggy, like he would just pick up and it would just be gone. Like everything would be gone. And I've dealt with that my whole career. I think the thing that what Amaya is doing right now with his no stride is like he's so early and he's not stopping. It's like an early and
Yeah.
continuous, like always just like loading this whole time and without falling. So it's literally combining. I would have to say like being early is one of his things that makes him
Yeah.
tick.
Yeah.
And obviously if he controls his forward move, but like you said, Ian, if you do a no stride and you kind of just stand there and then you have to get started again, like that's some bad news. But like looking at his swing, I've actually looked over like the last week or so because I'm so curious of what he was doing, and like he's so early and it is just continuous, like waiting, 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 and all he has to do is decide, in my opinion, like if and when he wants to swing. Where
I mean, it's
before it was
basically like
like
Shohei's got a no stride.
100%.
Like I don't like that. I mean, that's a tough comp, but like it's been really good for him. And Dakota, you'll get this from the pitching side. Like at some point you have like the front side has to be the brakes. And there's some guys who hit with like a bent front knee. Amaya's not one of those guys. Like Riz hits with the bent front knee, right? Some guys are like can really flex out their front knee to like create more space and time. Some guys can't. Like Miggy's not a guy that flexes out his front side. Like his front side snaps real hard. So like when you get into that front side, like it's if you're overstriding, it's really hard to then snap out of that. And so for him to be able to get that foot down and have it just sit there and he can snap out of it whenever he wants so he doesn't break posture.
Well, I have you thought about like braking before? Like I've heard that, and people have talked about like, yeah, like I have to slam on the brakes, and like even in pitching, like that happens. I can see that more with guys like Verlander and stuff. Like his leg will kind of literally like
Yeah, it's
what?
called a lead leg block. Yeah.
Yeah, like have you thought about like I feel like it just happens, no? Like
Yeah, but I don't like I can flex out lefty, but it has to snap back for me. Like I rarely ever hit with a bent front side lefty. Like occasionally if it's like a change up down and away and I'm kind of like fighting to put it in play. But righty, I'll kind of be bent front side a lot. Like I can flex out of my front side and kind of because I
like
end up hitting the ball
you've
so far in
thought
front.
about doing that before?
In my drill work righty, I'll think about like trying to block off. That's why I stand a little bit more closed now because I'll think about trying to like block off that instead of doing like a scissor move for me, instead of feeling like a scissor move with the backside, like I sometimes I'll kind of feel it with the front side where I think about blocking that front side off
That's wild.
because that's for me to stay closed and to not like fly open and like get
Yeah.
really spinny. Like that's kind of my thought was is like blocking the front side like that.
Interesting. I've
Hitting
never heard of
point.
it from like the hitting point of view, but it is very big, like on the pitching side of like not sinking out over the toe and flexing, but like you want your knee to go into extension.
Yeah. That's how you create power, right? It's how
Mhm.
you create power through the ground to work through rotation.
Otherwise, you're just losing all the power you've generated like into the ground and like not using it in your motion.
It's just dissipating, and you don't get to use it. You don't
Mhm.
get to use all that nice power that you created. Or another
That's
friend.
an interesting one.
Yeah, think about that. Put that in your put that word around the office. See what catches on.
Well, I mean, pitching, that is one of our 6 things like in the reports we give that we look at as lead leg block. I'm gonna talk to our hitting guys tomorrow, see what they got on that.
Talk to them. Yeah, see what they say. A friend of mine, I don't think you guys know very well, Pete Crow Armstrong.
Kind of crazy you're gonna call him your friend. I vouched for him when you first got to your team. I told you how cool he was before he got there.
You never played with him though, did you?
I don't think Zack knows him. No, he's 10 years younger than me. He's still in high school.
I didn't think you played with him. You're talking like you're like
I got to know him in 22 when I was rehabbing my shoulder, and he was in like extend. I think he like tweaked his hamstring. So yes, I know him a little bit.
You're friends. Zack, not friends.
Sure. I don't think Zack ever met him.
I never talked to him.
He was signed after Zack was already gone, I believe.
Yeah. Tom, friends?
Very close and personal. I love his mom's work in Rookie of the Year.
Ah, there you go.
Little Big League.
Yeah.
I thought it was Rookie of the Year. No, it was Little Big League. No, I apologize.
Well, Zack is friends. Well, Tom, you're the only one who's not friends.
Don't test Zack's knowledge of old baseball movies.
It's almost time for football season, and whether you're cheering on your alma mater or just love the thrill of college football, you're going to want to listen to this. Right now, all new customers who bet just $5 on anything will get $200 in bonus bets instantly with our partners at DraftKings. Stay in on the action and use your $200 in bonus bets to bet anytime touchdowns on DraftKings. DraftKings is the place to bet touchdowns. You think you're going to bet touchdowns somewhere else? DraftKings is the place to bet touchdowns. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers can use promo code COMPOUND and bet just $5 on any wager and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code COMPOUND only at the DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPENY or text HOPENY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over, plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/FT ball.
Two bags for you today, Ian. Oops.
2 bags.
I think I might have said it last week or two. I think I texted you. You hit a homer one game, and then you also scored from, I think, second to like win the game or something. And I was like, I don't know what was more impressive, your speed or your homer, because that was the first time I've seen you like full speed, like have to score. And I was like, he's kind of moving a little bit.
I'm hitting my top. I always hit my top speeds in August and September, and I am hitting them. I hit a 29, I think a 29.8 yesterday.
You looked that up?
Hell yeah. We have our guys on staff. So like if I'm not feeling good or like my body's, like, especially this time of year, and like things feel out of sync, I don't feel like I'm running well or things don't feel right, I'll say like, hey, because we keep it internally, our strength staff, and I'll be like, hey, can you give me the numbers for the last week? Where am I at? How am I running? Like I feel slow. And sometimes I'll check in if I feel like really fast, and I'll be like, that had to be a high number. 29.8 yesterday. Infield single.
Oh, you're sniffing a hit.
I was sniffing it. They don't tell you when you got it, so I also had a second to home, I think, but I'm pretty convinced it was infield.
You know what I don't like? Sorry, Tom. We will get to the PCA numbers. What I don't like, Ian, is you coming out of the game today like you're some 38-year-old vet. Let the guy pad the stats a little bit. I wanted you a few more ABs, get you a couple more knocks. I need to get you to 26 homers still. I'm telling everyone you're going to get your career high.
It's that time of year, but can I tell you something? There's a little inside secret between you and me. No one else will know. No one else will know. We were in wherever we just were. Miami. Okay. The wall on not the outfield wall, the foul line wall, right? That's padded wall, but there's about a 2-inch gap under the pad that is cement. Cement.
Cement.
I'm running over for a foul ball. I'm headed over there. Now, Miami, it's a dome. There's lights, okay, down the foul lines. So, as a corner outfielder, when you're running towards the line after a fly ball, you can't see anything. You're just looking up into the sun. And so I'm trying to find this thing. I'm running over. I'm trying to find it. It lands like probably 2 or 3 rows deep into the stands. But while I'm headed over there and it's coming down and I finally see it, I'm like in the wall. I kicked the wall as hard as you could possibly kick the wall. Don't know how it happened. I was running full force. My knee and my body didn't hit the wall first. I just kicked it as hard as I could, right straight on, like I was a football player wearing a square toe. I just punted this thing. And as soon as I did it, I was like, oh my God, it's bleeding, it's broken, like something horrible has happened down there.
Did you break a toe?
I'm still convinced it's broken. They tell me it's not. I think it is.
Did you get X-ray?
My nail's a little messed up, but it's like one of those things where then it hurts really bad, so then you don't put pressure on the big toe because the big toe's all messed up and the nail's a little messed up. And then you use the rest of the foot, and then the rest of the foot hurts really bad because it's like, what are you doing? You're not supposed to do this. You're running wrong.
I'll be honest with you.
The big toe stub on the cement wall was not fun.
I'm not downplaying your pain.
Stop calling it a cement wall.
I'm not downplaying your pain, but I have broken my big toe. Yours is not broken. You would not be able to play baseball.
I'm just a warrior. Okay, it's shattered.
I'm telling you, there's no way.
How do these football guys do it?
It's in 1,000 pieces down there, man.
You're out here playing on 9 toes.
Yeah,
this guy's competing.
Yeah, peg leg over there. Tom, PC's numbers. What are we looking at?
Peter Crow Armstrong in the month of August, hitting .284 with a .343 on base percentage. That's a .925 OPS, slugging .582 for good measure. 4 homers, 4 doubles, 11 runs batted in, 3 stolen bases in 21 games.
3 stolen bases.
That's not obviously counting today's stats.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think that counts today because he had 3 today. So 6.
6.
Yeah.
Give him 6. He also had 3 knocks today. Listen, and if the whatever stats you looked up don't have Amaya's, he went 5 for 6 today. So regardless, PCA, he's been great. He's been showing off some power. He had an inside the park home run. I think everybody saw on the interwebs, but he's been showing off some power. He handles, the majority of the zone very well. The high heater is really hard for everybody, especially early on. And he's gotten to a couple. He hit a backside single with 2 outs today, driving a run that was really pretty. He really dominates the bottom of the strike zone. It's just he made a little tweak, just getting ready earlier. He was a little bit late. It was a little bit of sway. He started just to get up earlier and kind of pinch more into his backside. He was doing a little bit more of a knee tuck, I think. And man, he looks on time. He looks on time. The swings look more aggressive. There's less chase. So he's hitting in better counts. It's like when you talk or you look at hitters and there's so many things that can go wrong, but especially young guys, and you just look at man, the guy's punching out a lot, or man, he's swinging a pitch. It's well, yeah, you don't see the ball well. Swinging bad pitches early in the count, getting bad counts, you're 0-2 all the time. Really hard to hit. Look at the big league average, 0-2. Really, really hard. But you start seeing the ball better, start getting into more leverage counts, get into your swing, and it's a difference. It's pretty cool.
That is the biggest thing that I wish I reverted to in my career was making sure that I figure out a way to start early and give myself a chance.
I have 2 questions. One's a complaint more than a question, more of a concern than a complaint. PCA is a fantastic outfielder, plus defender, 75 grade defender. The way he catches some balls, I don't like it because I've played with guys like that as a pitcher and he catches it down by his hip. And I'm if he drops even one of those, I'm going to freak out.
Hey,
so I just need
not
him
your error
to just catch the, but it's still it gives me anxiety.
I know.
It gives me anxiety watching him.
And
he's very good, but it gives me anxiety.
He's really good. He's really, really good out there. He flies around. It's pretty impressive, and he keeps getting better. He keeps learning things. He made a really nice play today on a ball in the left center gap where he spun, threw it on one hop into second base. Guy didn't run on him, but it was textbook. And he
What
keeps
happened to the
learning
old two hands? Close the web.
No, that's gross. He
I
keeps learning how to do the fundamental things better, and it's been fun to watch.
I think you got to let him play with the swag. You don't want to take it out of him. Like that makes him tick. Like
For sure.
If you drop one, like, hey,
it's more of as a pitcher's point of view. I was like, I hate it. I don't like it.
Okay, that's your complaint. What was the other thing?
My second thing was a question for the two of you, which you kind of touched on, and it's going back to Miguel Amaya. If you know stride, would you say you have to be like Miggy is strong, Shohei is very strong, but like, don't you got to be crazy strong to still be able to drive the ball? Like, aren't you losing power?
bro,
Or not really?
I think you can as long as you can still generate bat speed with it. I think there's some guys like Altuve, like Altuve's got to have he has a big move to generate force. Like I think some guys need a big move to generate force. Like Rowdy Tellez goes to a no strike with 2 strikes. And he's still hitting the ball hard.
dude, some of the like in the offseason, I wish I could do like some of the hardest balls I've ever hit is with no stride. Like, I mean, Ian Kinsler made a career with no striding.
Yeah. I mean, Riz would go to no strike with 2 strikes. He would choke up a bunch too. I don't think he hit as many homers.
Again, I don't know much, but like I personally don't think it really changes much with the no stride. Truly,
I think a lot of it's hitter dependent. I think some guys still get to their bat speed with it, and I think some guys don't. I think some guys get choppy and gross, and
I think if you have like the same principles and stuff, and like again with Miggy, like he is continuing to load that whole time. Where like if you just kind of stand there and don't do anything, like I think you're gonna be in some trouble.
One last complaint. I don't like that Zack said he doesn't know much. If there's one thing I know you know a lot about, it's swinging a baseball bat. Whether you do it perfectly every time the way you want, but I'm saying you know more than a lot of people about like the mechanics of swinging a baseball bat. True or false, Ian? Since you have gone to Zack for
true, and you know what else,
before.
Zack? You know what else Zack knows a lot about? Bruce Bolt.
He does. He wears them.
He wears Bruce Bolt. He loves the batting gloves. He's only had 1 pair all season because that's how durable they are. Just kidding. He's had a few pairs, but they are pretty durable. BruceBolt.us. Go check out my gloves, the baby blues, the whites, and the elephant print. I just had we're in Miami, and the kid goes, I got your Bruce Bolts. I go, nice. Which ones? The baby blues. They're the best. And I said, love that. I said, respect your opinion. There's 3 colors. So like my children, I don't pick favorites, but I love that you have a favorite. BruceBolt.us. Go there for all your baseball needs, including pants, game hats, batting gloves, elbow guards, shin guards, whatever you need. Dakota loves the arm sleeves. Tom, you had one thing for us. And you know what is written down on my sheet? Tom's one thing, because you wouldn't tell me anything about it.
Did you guys see, if you think you had a tough week out there, for the Charleston River Dogs, Cam Smith, Cubs prospect, homered against them in 6 straight games, which also happened to be 6 straight games against the Charleston River Dogs. And you guys talk about sometimes, and I remember hearing guys say this in the minors, where that guy's too good for this league. Well, for the Charleston River Dogs, not only do they have to watch him hit 6 straight homers against them for Myrtle Beach, he gets called up the next day. You got to be kind of pissed. You're like, couldn't this have happened on Friday, Saturday? But 6 straight homers for Cubs first round pick, 14th overall this year. Pretty cool. Now tomorrow we get to see, obviously by the time this comes out, people have known, but we're recording this Monday night. We'll see tomorrow. Got a chance to go for 7 in South Bend.
6 straight games of the homer. Pretty awesome. Congrats, Cam Smith. That's pretty cool. Getting called up, also awesome. It reminds me of that one time that we got Jordan Alvarez called up to the show when we were in triple ball.
Yeah, we did. But we did it the other way. We just walked him intentionally 6 straight times, and we're like, get him out of here.
You go up after
he's not going to get any more bats in AAA.
That's funny.
Because PV would walk him 0-0 to start an inning. He'd walk him to lead off the 3rd inning.
Just go to first. But pretty cool. I mean, this is kind of his first taste of professional baseball, and so 6 straight pumps get you a promotion. Good for you. Go enjoy the rest of the summer and South Bend, because Myrtle, great place. Played in both of them. Love Myrtle. We all love Myrtle. Great place. End of August, a little toasty down there. Get yourself to South Bend. Enjoy that. Enjoy that nice Midwest weather. In a little chill in the air. Go to a football game or something, huh?
We had that this week here. Oh my God. What
also crazy. Also crazy to hit 6 straight against one team because of the new format.
Yeah, it's tough.
In the minors, like that's nuts.
That is wild. That's almost to the point where it's like, all right, we're not doing this today. Put him on. Like if it gets to like the 8th and he doesn't have one yet, I'm like, nope, not today, buddy.
I think we're gonna have a good discussion about Danny Mueller's hot take, so I'd like to get to it. If that's okay.
Okay. I'm prepared to be upset.
Danny Mueller's hot take, which he gave to me during BP in the outfield today, was that replay, you should not have a replay person inside watching the video. Replay should have to be decided by the players on the field and the manager. The manager should get final call, final say whether we challenge or not. But it would be him trusting his player to say, I was safe, or I got the tag on him there. Not go take a look at it and we have 15 seconds. But player saying, I tagged him or I was safe, and like the manager's discretion on trusting his own eyes, but also which players he trusts to actually run the breed. This is Danny Mueller's hot take.
Bro.
I want to give you the full context of his hot take. No replay man that you can get on the phone with, because he wants to eliminate the egregious calls and he wants to make the manager have to trust his players on the close ones.
How many times have you seen a runner or somebody go like this and wave to the dugout and they're out, but it's not even remote?
It's not even close.
I do it
I'll
all
be
the time.
honest.
I'm like, there's no way. Like, even if it's a striker ball, I'm like, there's no way that's a strike. There's no way. It's 3 balls in the zone. Like, we'll just be stupid.
I'll be honest. I'm in on it. I like it. I want less technology. I want guys going out there at second base say, oh, review that. And the manager sees who it is and he goes, this guy's got no clue. He's probably out by 3 feet. I might challenge the other way and say, I want him out twice.
I don't think I have like one way or another, but it would be funny with the guys who are just like trying to challenge everything and you just continue to get it wrong and sitting there. I think, like, what?
I think it would be very entertaining because I think there would be some hilarious go challenges that aren't even close. I think there would be some times where the player says the challenge, the manager says, I'm not going to do it for whatever reason, game state, or trusting the player, and the guy is actually, if you tell your manager to challenge and you're safe on like a double or like a stolen base, and he's like, no, it's not the right place in the game to test it, like you're out. And then you look at the video and you're safe. You come back, you'd be like, my guy, I'm safe.
I told you.
You're stealing doubles from me. What are we doing? Like it would definitely be entertaining, but I don't think it solves the problem of replay or what we're trying to solve with replay, which is we want to get the plays right. We don't want to have games decided by plays that are wrong. We want plays to be right as much as we possibly can. And that's the point of replay.
Yeah, I agree. And it doesn't.
Yeah, I was going to say it would just definitely be way more chaotic. It would be so chaotic because, as you said, then the other interesting part is the hierarchy amongst the players, right? Like certain players are going to get the ability to have more sway with the, if Aaron Judge says to Boone, hey, I think we should challenge that one, might have a little more impact than, perhaps someone else on the Yankees. I do think it would be so chaotic and very entertaining. But I do think if you're right, if we're ultimately trying to get more calls right, I don't necessarily think this leads to that. And I do think the other thing, if you're anti-Danny Mueller, which maybe I am, you could say you're losing someone's job, So this is somebody's livelihood that Danny Mueller is trying to take away right now.
He did say because that person works for our team and we love him, Alex Smith. He said, I wouldn't want Smitty to lose his job. He still has a job. It's not his only job. Like he's a big part of our group. He wouldn't, just because he does replay doesn't mean he wouldn't.
Sounds like Danny wants him to lose his job at least a little bit.
It'd be kind of funny if that was literally It'd be funny if that was literally your only job. Like you show up for the game and you're just back in there watching video, and then you just go home and you're like, all right, another successful night, and you just head on home.
You just have 100% success rate. You're just fantastic at it. I do think it's funny how, because there are like, you can get really deep into the replay stuff, and it's like, if you're 100% right, you're probably not challenging enough. So like they have like they have the replay percentages for like all the teams, and like
What
the
do you mean
guys
by
that are like
replay
89.
percentages? Like what percent of the chance this will get overturned on replay or something like that?
Yeah, like what percent
many
that they're
times?
right, like
Yeah.
what when they're calling for a challenge. And like if you're at 80 or 90%, like are you really challenging enough? Like are you just only doing the obvious ones? Is there some that you're not like taking a chance on when a runner scores that is worth it in the 7th inning? And there is like legitimate math on like the chance of you having another, if you lose your challenge in the 6th or the 7th, the chance of another play coming up that would be challengeable in the last 2 innings is like single digit percentages. And so at some point in the 6th or the 7th, if there is a close play that's like a maybe call, like not a bad chance to just use it here. We don't really need to save them up for the last 2 innings.
I'm just a low technology guy. I don't want any more tech stuff.
But you want
So I'm in
ABS.
on that.
You work
do
for
not.
a technology company, basically.
This isn't about me. This is about the world. And all I do at work is say how much I hate technology because stuff doesn't work sometimes, and I just get mad. I'm saying I want human error in sports.
I
Give
agree.
me some mess ups, not to decide the game. Like, do you know what? Yeah, even to decide the game. Okay, it's a half a ball off the plate. He called it strike 3. Go sit in the dugout. Sorry.
Hey, Dakota,
That's
You want it in
sports.
football?
next week.
You want it in
Dakota,
football?
Next week,
I want it
Dakota,
all,
when Jared
man.
Goff. Yeah, when Jared Goff throws a touchdown and they say he's out of bounds, but he's in bounds, but you can't challenge it again.
Well, that would be to go up 50 instead of being up 43.
Yeah,
so,
you're
like,
right.
doesn't really matter, you know?
Forgot touchdowns are worth 7 points now. I forgot.
Well, the extra point's already guaranteed because we got a good young kicker, Bates. So don't worry about that. But yeah, I stand by that take. Thank you.
Dakota, do you have anything that you want to rant about this week?
Well, I'm being forced to do this now against my will. Someone tagged me in a tweet and it says, haven't we evolved enough as a society to understand that when a new cashier opens up their line, the next person in the original line has first dibs on the new line, not the person at the back of the line? Thought this was common sense. Guess not. And you know what? That's a great point. People are just rude out there. They think they can just hop up there. They think, oh, I'm in the back of the plane. I stand up first. I can go to the front of the plane. No, you can't. You got to wait your turn.
I completely agree.
Same
I
thing.
wish.
Go ahead.
No, keep
Try
going.
not to
Do you want
get
to keep going? I didn't want you
I
to get
was
too
just going to
fired up.
say
We might
it's the
lose you.
same thing. And everything always comes back to traffic with me. It'll always come back to traffic. When you're getting on an on-ramp and there is a window of time to get over and you try to get as far up before you get over, you're never getting in front of me. You can hit me. I don't care. I dare you to. I won't let it happen. And that's it. That's all I got.
If we lived in a society that was simple enough that when a new line opened, that the second person in line got to be first in the new line, we'd be in a really beautiful place. It would be really, really wonderful.
But that's a fantasy land. It's like Narnia. That's Narnia.
Yeah,
that doesn't sound like
it's
anything
like
that'll
walking
ever
through
happen.
that door in Narnia.
Through the closet.
Yeah.
Coat rack.
Sloan Screen
I don't know.
Time? Sloan is the world's leading manufacturer of commercial plumbing systems. The company is at the forefront of the green building movement and provides smart, sustainable, and hygienic restroom solutions by manufacturing water-efficient products, including flow show meters, faucets, sink systems, soap dispensers, and fixtures for commercial, industrial, and institutional markets worldwide. To learn more, visit sloan.com. I tried to see how high I could get my screen time today.
I actually did. I was off, and we were on a bus last night into this morning. Oh boy.
Ooh, I might win then. Tom, what do you have? Tom, you never go first. Go ahead.
Can't believe you put me first today. It's broken. It's doing the thing where it's not working. It says I did 4 minutes yesterday. I mean, look. It says 5 minutes. 5 minutes
No.
right there.
Convenient.
Tom, that's a past midnight thing, man.
No. I checked Monday and Tuesday.
What's that time?
Mine was 3:56.
Wow.
Nice time. I mean, you're way
It's a
behind
good
all
day.
of us.
And
But nice
the
time.
thing is I spend an hour with Maps up every day, and don't tell me Maps doesn't take screen time. Yes, it does, Zach. Save it.
Wait, I've been saying that for years and been getting
we did
yelled at.
phone calls.
Wait.
We did phone calls with you, not
No,
maps.
I did maps. I did maps in the car. 4 hours, 4 minutes for me.
Let's
As you
go.
can see,
Come on.
I just tried to run that thing up at the end, going towards the show. I knew it was happening. Zach, you only were not on your phone when you were sleeping, so that's nice.
Bro, I
was Zach's
literally
time?
did nothing, bro.
Zach, what was your time?
Great, 7:46, bro.
That's not that bad, though.
Not even that
know-
bad.
I did
Get
nothing.
outside, see the sun, man.
You
I
could
did.
probably sleep. You
Take a
could probably
walk.
sleep a little more. It looks like
I
you went to
did.
bed at 1 and woke
Well,
up.
I was
and
watching
picked the phone
something
up
on-
at 7.
I was watching something on YouTube and I dozed off a little bit.
Are we walking around like this? Is this how you saw the sun?
A lot of swings to be looked at, right, Dakota?
Sure, man. Sure. I'll just
That's
buy
episode-
into it.
It's episode 222 of the Compound Podcast, 222. It's blowing Dakota's mind. Presented by our friends at Parse Rum. Go to Benny's, get your Parse. And then when you get to the cashier, say, when I say Parse, you say, and then see if he says rum.
Rum.
Rum.